Warning: the information you are about to hear in this video is extremely unsettling. Viewer discretion is advised.
I love my country, but I'm extremely worried for my country. I feel the need to inform my audience given I have a platform of what's happening around the world. This is a highly controversial, sensitive topic that not everyone is going to agree upon, of course, but our opinions do not matter. What matters is the truth. Sometimes the truth hurts, but I'd rather expose the truth instead of sweep it under the rug pretending it's some big conspiracy using the out of sight, out of mind coping mechanism, leaving myself and loved ones vulnerable to what lies ahead. I love each and every single one of you. I pray you are all protecting yourself financially with precious metals. My name is Silver Slayer. I post daily controversial videos exposing the truth. With that said, let's dive into this article. We are living in extreme times. Right now, a lot is happening across the world. 2 wars, possibly World War III, nuclear arms race, pandemics, everything and anything that could be possibly happening is happening. But if you're an American, something in particular is happening that a lot of Americans don't know about. The US dollar is on thin ice. There is something called the BRICS nations, which is Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, 5 countries that allied together and said, you know what? Why are these Americans having their greedy little fingers in our pockets? Why don't we create our own currency, a digital currency backed by physical commodities? And that is exactly what they are doing. And it's not just those 5 countries, several others, and they are also, there's a lot of countries applying for this. And it's going to be something very big. And they're saying up to 40 countries have expressed interest in joining. Up to 40. Then you can incorporate the Belt Road Initiative with this, which is railways by sea, by land, connecting this interconnecting highway basically of 75% of the world. America is not on that list. This is very scary if you are an American because the USD is the world's reserve currency, which gives us such a prominent status around the world, which gives our power, but the dollar isn't backed by anything. Like their digital currency backed by physical commodities is, the dollar isn't. It's only as strong as people think it is. So if people start to think the dollar isn't strong, it literally is not strong, especially when we're throwing billions upon billions over here and over there, and the dollar's lost 98% of its purchasing power. And then you look at usdebtclout.org with almost $35 trillion in debt. Times are crazy. And then given the 2024 election, what happens with that could get even crazier. So I found an article that was posted last month titled, "How Would a New BRICS Currency Affect the US Dollar?" This is the million-dollar question, and it's a question that nobody can answer because we, pun intended, are in foreign territory. We've never been in a situation even remotely close to this, and if you want someone who, in my opinion, and many others think has the best grip on this, it would be Andy Schectman, which luckily he's a good friend of mine, and he's on my channel once a week. We have a podcast together, and he updates all of us on this news. There's other news happening a couple of days ago. This is also coming out, which is the Shanghai Cooperation Organization's rising global ambitions. So a lot's happening. I will post the link to this article in the description. Maybe if we can wrap up the first article quick enough, we can dive into that. I'm trying to make my content more informational on a global scale instead of just silver articles from Kitco talking about what silver's price did today and what it's going to be maybe. I want to expand outwards. I think this is just as important since this type of information directly affects the dollar or silver's price anyways, right? So why not start to branch out and expand and try to innovate and just manifest my channel into something that can inform and educate people on a grander scale. Let me know if you guys think that's a good idea or not. How would a new BRICS currency affect the US dollar? The BRICS nations are interested in creating a new currency to compete with the dollar. What progress have they made so far, and what would happen to the American currency if they're successful? The BRICS nations comprised of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa are looking to establish a new reserve currency backed by a basket of their respective currencies. The potential currency, while still under review and development, would allow these nations to assert their economic independence while competing with the existing international financial system. The current system is dominated by the US dollar, which accounts for about 90% of all currency trading and nearly 100% of oil trading. Remember that last part, 100% of oil trading. Central to this ongoing situation is the US trade war with China, as well as US sanctions on China and Russia. Should BRICS nations establish a new reserve currency, it would likely significantly impact the US dollar, potentially leading to a decline in demand. In turn, this would have implications for the US and global economies. This would have huge implications. How big, we really don't know. All I can tell you is the best way to protect yourself is precious metals on a financial scale as well, at least, There's other ways as well, but that's the only thing I can confidently recommend. If you want to be a prepper and stack up on food and all water and all that, of course, that's a great way to go. But from my perspective as a silver stacking channel, that's what I can directly comment on and share, which is my expertise, my area of expertise at least. So why do the BRICS nations want to create a new currency? I think this is a pretty obvious answer, but the BRICS nations have a slew of reasons for wanting to set up a new currency. Recent global financial challenges and aggressive U.S. foreign policies have prompted the BRICS countries to explore the possibility. They want to better serve their own economic interests while reducing global dependence on the U.S. dollar and the euro. What progress have they made so far? It's a good question. During the 14th BRICS summit held in mid-2022, Russian President Vladimir Putin said the BRICS countries plan to issue a new global currency, or reserve currency. That's a huge new global reserve currency. So the USD will not be the world's reserve currency anymore, which is the reason why the United States has so much dominance over the world. And they are ready to work openly with all fair partners, and they are inviting a lot of countries. This is very serious stuff. In April, Brazilian President Luiz da Silva showed support for a BRICS currency, commenting, "Why can't an institution like the BRICS banks have a currency to finance trade relations between Brazil and China, between Brazil and all other BRICS countries who decided that the dollar was the trade currency after the end of the gold parity?" Good point. After the end of the gold parity. Who decided that, right? Who decided that the dollar was going to be the appropriate decision after it wasn't backed by gold anymore? And that's exactly why this new digital currency by the BRICS is so genius, whether you hate it or love it. It's very smart. Digital currency, we're in a new digital world, right? Instant transactions, zero to little fees, but also backed by physical commodities. So still has that appeal of what made the gold standard so, pun intended, precious, but also giving that new age type of currency that's digital. So it's smart. And you can't blame them. It's just, if you live in America, it's very unfortunate. It can be very scary. So more recently, in the lead up to the 2023 BRICS summit in August, there was a speculation that an announcement of such a currency would be on the table. This proved to be wishful thinking, however. The development of anything alternative is a more medium to long-term ambition. That's literally how it's spelled out. There is no suggestion right now to create a BRICS currency. That wasn't me misreading it. That's how it was said. I don't even know what to take from that. But anyways, in July, South Africa's BRICS ambassador, Anil Sukal, said as many as 40 countries have expressed interest in joining BRICS. The following month, at the August summit, 6 countries were invited to become BRICS members: Argentina, Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates. They will officially join the alliance on January 1st, 2024, which is only a handful of days away. This is an interesting part. Some experts believe that a BRICS currency is a flawed idea, as it would unite countries with a very different economy, or with very different economies. There's also concerns that the non-Chinese members might increase their dependence on China's dollar instead. And that said, when Russia demanded in October that India pay for oil in Chinese dollars, India refused to use anything other than the US dollar or rupees. Russia is struggling to use its excess supply of rupees. What advantages would a BRICS currency have? A new currency could have several benefits for the BRICS countries, including more efficient cross-border transactions and increased financial inclusion. By leveraging blockchain technology, this is what I mentioned earlier, digital currencies and smart contracts, the currency could revolutionize the global financial system, right? A global reset. Thanks to seamless cross-border payments, it could also promote trade and economic integration among BRICS nations and beyond. And that's, where the Belt Road Initiative also is a huge factor into this. A new BRICS currency would also strengthen economic integration within the BRICS countries, reduce the influence of the U.S. on the global stage, weaken the standing of the U.S. dollar as a global reserve currency, encourage other countries to form alliances to develop regional currencies, right? Who wouldn't want to join the BRICS at this point if you're someone, especially overseas, that may be struggling or if you can't beat them, join them, or if just think about it. I don't even have to explain why countries would want to. Encourage the other countries to form alliances to develop regional currencies, mitigate risks associated with global volatility due to unilateral measures and the minutiae of dollar dependence. How would a new BRICS currency affect the U.S. dollar? Well, for decades, the U.S. dollar has enjoyed unparalleled dominance as the world's leading reserve currency. According to U.S. Federal Reserve, between 1999 and 2019, dollar was used in 96% of international trade, invoicing in the Americas, 74% in the Asia-Pacific region, and 79% in the rest of the world. April 2022, the U.S. dollar was used in 88% of currency exchanges. Additionally, the dollar is used for nearly 100% of oil trades. It's just under 60% of all foreign currency reserves held by central banks in the first half of 2023. And due to its status as the most widely used currency for conversion and its use as benchmark in the forex market, almost all central banks worldwide hold dollars. Although the dollar's reserve currency share has decreased in the euro and yuan, and that's gained popularity, the dollar is still the most widely used reserve currency, followed by the euro, the yen, pound, and then the yuan. Potential impact of a new BRICS currency on the U.S. dollar remains uncertain, with experts debating its potential to challenge the U.S. dollar's dominance. However, if a new BRICS currency was to stabilize against the dollar, it could weaken the power of U.S. sanctions, leading to a further decline in the dollar's value. It could also cause an economic crisis affecting American households, and that's I think the most important part we should take from this, as an American at least. And aside from that, this new currency could accelerate the trend towards de-dollarization. Nations worldwide are seeking alternatives to the U.S. dollar. China, Russia trading in their own currencies, countries like India, Kenya, Malaysia advocating for de-dollarization or signing agreements with other nations to trade in local currencies or alternative benchmarks. While it's unclear whether a new BRICS currency would inspire the creation of other U.S. dollar alternatives, the possibility of challenging the dollar's dominance as a reserve currency remains. And as countries continue to diversify their reserve holdings, the U.S. dollar could face increasing competition from emerging currencies, potentially altering the balance of power in global markets. Ultimately, the impact of a new BRICS currency on the U.S. dollar will depend on its adoption, its perceived stability, and the extent to which it can offer a viable alternative to the dollar's long-standing hegemony. So, it would affect oil and gas, banking and finance, commodities, international trade, technology, tourism and travel, the foreign exchange market. New BRICS currency would also introduce new trading pairs, alter currency correlations, and affect market volatility, requiring investors to adapt their strategies accordingly. How can you prepare? Invest in gold and silver. Let's see what they say, though. They say diversifying by investing in assets denominated in currencies other than U.S. dollars, such as bonds, mutual funds, ETFs. That's basically saying gold and silver. Anything that's detached from the dollar, like cryptocurrency, in my opinion, Bitcoin. If you're going to invest into crypto, Bitcoin's the only one I would comfortably say. But regardless, you guys know I always say if you can't hold it, you don't own it. But anyways, what do you guys think about this? I will also link I will link this article in the description as well, since we didn't have time to cover it. This video is already very long. And by the way, if you made it this far into the video, thank you. You don't have the attention span of a squirrel, and you wanted to soak up every piece of very important information that this video had to offer. I think that will pay off. You know, a lot of people probably clicked off this video within 2 minutes thinking they don't need to know any of this or they know everything already. And it's extremely dangerous, especially if you are an investor. You have to be aware of everything. And we covered a lot in here. So pat yourself on the back. I appreciate you. Make sure you like the video. If you did enjoy this video, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Remember, I post daily, so make sure you guys subscribe and definitely click the bell. If you guys wanted to purchase some gold and silver, recommend Miles Franklin, just email me, slayer@milesfranklin.com. I got you guys. We have deals right now. Eagles $4.99 over spot. Junk silver $3 over spot. 10-ounce bars $2.45 over spot. We have everything and anything you could think of. A+ on the Better Business Bureau. I will hook you guys up. I will make sure you guys are taken care of. I'll talk to you on the phone. Whatever you need to do, I will do it for you. Slayer@milesfranklin.com. Anyways, thank you all. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.